Hello, friends! Welcome to episode 22 of Modded Minecraft Survival with me, SkitzTGPG. I want to solve our storage problems today. We're gonna solve them all. We're gonna solve most of them. Solve some of them. We're gonna make an attempt. Anyway, let's get started. First and foremost, we need space. I did some cleaning up around here. I got the main room all cleaned up, organized, made some XP tomes for all that experience I gathered. Plugged some of my stuff into this wall here, mostly the charging station and this thing. And a lot of vanilla crafting stations here. Engineer's tables there for immersive engineering later. We got our thermal, our smelter and pulverizer are plugged in over here, just to keep them out of the way. There's a fresh crop ready. The winter will be mild, but we must be vigilant regardless. Anyway. And then over here, obviously, I got a lot of organization. I cleared out all those freaking barrels. That was a little overdue. Then got all these. I don't want to use the word organized. Some of them are, to an extent. Right? This is the block chest. This is the second block chest. This is as many items as I could fit. This is junk, magic-y stuff, junk, raw stuff, more junk, nature stuff, current project stuff, and junk. So this wall right here is kind of where I want to put refined storage. So, is it though? Is it? Now the question really is, do I actually want to put refined storage here? Or do I want it somewhere a little bit tucked out of the way? You know what? There's nothing saying this whole room has to be dedicated to it. So let's build it into... it might be easier to build it into this wall. Okay. First things first. Let's run power over here, right? So let's see. So I cleaned up the power situation over here a little bit too, as you can see. You know what I need to do? And what will probably behoove me? I should make a maintenance hatch, right? But where? Where? Probably near power, right? Yeah, why don't we put a maintenance hatch up my ass? What's a good... Yeah. That looks kind of dingy. Look at that. That's exactly what I want. Don't ask me why. A ladder and a hatch. 4 metal rung ladders. Here it is. Oh, it's an iron hatch, excuse me. Oh. Now, go over here. Hi, Grundle! You know, I hadn't seen my Grundle in a while, and I was starting to get worried about you. Huh. I agree. Glad to see ya. Hasn't been in the lab in a while. I think he was just enamored with the sort of novelty of the house. You know, kind of different for him. Perfect. Yeah, looks good. Looks good. Looks good. All right, so we have a maintenance hatch down. So let me eat some stew. So, refined storage. I'm going to want to... You know what? I already ran power cables over here, I'm pretty sure. Yep, there they are. And I'm like pretty sure I have energy cables lying around here somewhere. Let's see. There. Now that'll be directly to the controller for refined storage, which is a pretty important thingy. It's the main brain of the refined storage system. So, right now, our power output, not great. It's enough, but it's not great. Right, Grundle? So, we gotta do something about it, but not today. It should be enough to get our refined storage system up. Know what I mean? However, ooh, shit. To improve it, and truthfully, for the future of the base, I'm going to want to change power generation, and I'm thinking mechanism is the way I'm going to go. But before we get into that, I need a place to put all of my junk up inside my trunk. So, we're going to get this started. The best way to begin is by beginning. So, let me introduce you once again to refined storage. We're going to need some stuff. Particularly, we're going to need a lot of quartz to make silicon and to make quartz-enriched iron, both of which are used in obscene amounts to get done what I need to get done. We have processor binding, which is slime and 2-string, hence why I was so worried about those things. Basic processors, every single processor we use costs one of those processor bindings, a piece of silicon, redstone, and either iron, gold, or diamond. We're also going to need a ton of glass, not just for the crafting grids and stuff that'll show you, but also for the cabling that connects all of refined storage together. So with that said, let's go ahead and make a controller. So the first thing we need is quartz-enriched iron, which is a pretty simple, recipe. It's enough to get started. We just need stone. So we'll make a machine casing, excuse me. And now we need that and an advanced processor, which is one of these smelted, which is bop, 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 bop. So let's grab all the string we have. 8, not great, but we're gonna do something kind of clever to counteract that in a minute. So we're gonna make as many of these as we can. Thankfully they come in batches of 8, but it still goes by way too fast. And now we should be able to make our controller. Bang! Refined storage! Now let's look for some lime dye. There we go. I want to label our refined storage system based on items or fluids. So items are going to be lime green, like the channel, you know? And fluids will be probably blue or maybe light blue. But if we plug this in, ding, it is now receiving power. That's awesome. Now what? You may be asking, or maybe not. Maybe you're just staring blankly at the screen. Maybe you're not even paying attention. You're across the room, or using me as background noise. Or hell, you could even be asleep. Anyway, we're gonna set up a way to actually store items next. And that's going to involve a disk drive. I could just make a block, but I don't want to. I want to make a disk. So we're gonna need everything we just had, plus a chest. Make another one of those. Raw advanced processors become advanced processors. Pretty rad. And now we should be able to make... gonna make another one of those. Ba ba ba. Ba ba ba. The disk drive is ready, but... Skitz, how do we connect it to the rest of the revised storage network? Easy. Silly goose. So there's the disk drive. I think I want it lower to the ground. And centered. Right? So if we did one of these. Alright, let's make some noise! Or cables. Cables are what we're gonna use to connect these devices, so we just need redstone. Let's make a bunch of these. Cool! Connecting. So now what we can do is we can say this. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I don't want the cable to be like in the wall here. Except the only other way to do it would be up top. So, let's move it upward, right? Let's put it at the tippy top. Boom. Okay. See how that looks. Yeah, there we go. And now we can put the cabling behind it, like so. And now all of a sudden, the disk drive is connected to the rest of the system. Not a lot to indicate that yet, obviously, but we're going to fix that. We just have to make a disk drive. But I'm getting ahead of myself, right? We have storage, we have power. Now we need a way to put items in and out. So, it's time to make a grid. It's basically just a monitor or terminal we can use to interact with our refined storage system. So let's see, storage grid, here we go. We want a normal grid, and then we want to find a crafting grid, which is going to cost a normal grid. So that's fine. So let's make a grid, which is, as you can see, a little bit different. So we need 3 glass, which we have. Put that in there. We need one of these, so we'll need more stone. Just one more. And let's make that. That's going to go in the center. Now we need 2 improved processors and a construction and destruction core. So the improved processors are pretty easy, right? 1, 2. 1, 2. Now the cores are a little bit simpler to craft. We just need basic processors. So we're going to need some glowstone and we're going to need some quartz. Make these normal basic processors. And then we use those to make the cores. So we add a nether quartz to make a destruction core, and we add glowstone to make a construction core. And now The moment we've all been waiting for. Boop, boop. Boop, nope. Boop, boop. Bang. Grid get. So this is a normal grid. I don't need this, because all I can do is view and extract my items. I want to be able to craft right within that. So we're going to make another advanced processor. We'll cook that. Cool. All right. Okie dokie. Let's see. What was I about to do? Ah, yes. I think we can make this. Yeah. There we go. Crafting grid. So now, I'm going to need some more of that lime dye. We're going to put the crafting grid right there. And now it's lit. There's no storage, so we can't put anything into it, right? So, here we are, once again, torn into pieces, etc. Let's go ahead and make that green and that green. Color coding will help know which system is which. Once we have that second system. Right now, mostly aesthetics. But we're going to have more stuff filled into this. Right now, though, we need a disk. Which will basically act as storage, right? Let's find out what some disks are going to cost. So let's look at the disk options. So we have 1,000 item storage disk, which is like nothing. 4,000, 16,000. I'd like at least to get one disk up to here. 64 might be pushing it. So let's work on these. We need a lot of glass and a lot of silicon. So we'll put our redstone smeltery here to work, our furnace. Let's get some glass moving. All right, that's a decent amount of glass, I suppose. And we're gonna want to make more silicon, that's for damn sure. So let's go about making a disk. Let's see. Okay, to make a 16K storage disk, we need a 16K storage part, which is 3 4K storage parts, which is each 3 standard storage parts. So we need 4 basic processors to make 1 4K. So that's 12 basic processors for 3 of those. Yep. I'm gonna make a bunch. And now we need, okay, we need more quartz enriched iron. Easy. Bang. Bang. Oh, wait. Yeah. Okay, quartz enriched iron is handled. Ba-ba. So now let's... Okay, let's do some smelting. Oh, it's done. Cool. All right. We should have... Should is the operative word here. We should have what we need. So let's make a 16K, which needs 3 of these, which we can make. Bang. 16K storage part. Now, can we go one more? Can we get to a 64? That will require 3 of these, which is going to cost 24 more basic processors. So, all right. So I need to farm string to make anything bigger than that right now. So we're just going to make a 16K storage disk for now. So now this will let us store 16,000 items in our refined storage system. So if we plug this in, first off, let's set the disks to priority 10. I want this to be the case because I want to have refined storage connect to other storage systems in the future. and I want it to prioritize the base refined storage system last, right? So if I have shelves that can take certain things, I want refined storage to say, oh, these go here, and then any excess will go to the refined storage, like, base network. But everything will still be visible in the refined storage grid. It'll make sense one day. Boop. And it's an empty blacklist. It's for items. We can also set it to only allow specific things, which is fun. I'm not going to do that. But it would be cool to have numerous disks, each dedicated to a specific kind of resource that we have an obscene amount of. Like, you know, at some point, I'm just going to build some, like, maybe 64, 128,000 disks, dump all our excess copper into it when we have it, and then something mysterious will happen to the disk, I'm sure. But now we have access to our grid. We can take items out and put items in. 16,000 of them, specifically. That's not a lot. For perspective, 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, just these would fill the whole thing up. Okay, so not a permanent solution. However, the last thing I want to do, before we call this episode, anyway, is to build a wireless crafting grid. That's a grid we can carry on us that will allow us to access the grid from anywhere within a specific radius. And by specific radius, I mean whatever this wireless transmitter can do. So we're going to need 2 advanced processors, 2 ender pearls, a crafting grid, so 2 machine parts. Okay, hold on. Oh, I don't have any more processing bindings. That is infuriating. Let's go check our flax. Maybe we have enough. Let's go to bed, because it's super late out. And then we're going to need another... Alright. Let's see what we can cobble together with this. So let's go get this thrown together, right? Because that'll be great. So let's make a grid. Ah, yes. Grid. Bang. Crafting grid. Bang. Wireless crafting grid. Bang. Head over to our charging station. Throw that bitch in there. Bloop. And now, if we go bind it to the controller over here. Beep. Ah, yes, we still need the antenna. Which is another... Okay. Okay. Because we gotta... It needs an antenna to bind to it, right? We need another machine casing, which we can make. Another ender pearl and another... For right now, let's go ahead and do that. And then that. And now we are wireless, which means we can access the network from a specific range of blocks. There we go. And now this will extend 16 blocks. If we put on a range upgrade, which costs 3 ender pearls, and an empty upgrade, which costs one of these fuckers, we will have a higher range. Now, if we go to Reborn, you can see we have an advanced wireless transmitter, which is going to cost that plus a super advanced, which is all that stuff plus a netherite ingot. It just so happens that from all the quartz mining, I happen to have a decent amount of ancient debris. So, let's smelt her up. Now we make one of these. Great. This is through Reborn storage. It adds some extended stuff. So now all we're missing is that and the actual wireless, original wireless train. So instead of 16 blocks, because you know we can do better than that, now our range is 1,000 blocks, which should cover basically everywhere that's relevant, right? So now that we have a little bit of digital storage, as well as a way to access our inventory remotely, so that's a lot of progress. That's a lot of progress. Speaking of progress, let me clean this noise up. There we go. We've almost got this pinned down. My favorite part is if I hotkeyed it to E, so I can open this with a hotkey. But even better, there's a dedicated grid slot. Now, even if it's not in my direct inventory, I can access it. There's nothing in there, but I can access it. So let's go have some food, go to bed, and we'll pick things up in episode 23. Guys, thank you so much again for spending time with me today. I really appreciate it. Every time you do, it means the world to me. It really does. If you liked this episode, go ahead and let me know by giving me a little mouse click down on the bottom right of the video with the thumbs up. It would really go a long way. And let me know what you liked about the episode in the comments down below. Or let me know what you didn't like about the episode. I don't care. Engagement's engagement. Get wrecked. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think. And I will catch you guys in the next one. But in the meantime, take care of yourselves. Okay, bye.